I'm about to show you how I went from out of shape, unconfident and low energy, really bad health. Like I had severe acne and severe eczema because of my health, and then just not like being a person that didn't like their life to someone that was 80 kg, lean, shredded, winning boxing matches, running marathons, winning bodybuilding competitions, working a 9 to 5, starting a business. As you can see in the corner there, at one point, when I won bodybuilding competitions, winning boxing matches, and I was running my marathons and doing all these things, I was literally a uni student and I had my own business and I was working part time. So I was a super busy guy and I was still able to do all these things following what I'm about to show you. And like you could see here, I don't even look that bad here. How I actually looked was horrific. These are all photos where I remember I took this photo because I thought I looked good. At one point, I was so skinny fat. I had a proper belly and these noodle arms. I just hated the way I looked to the point where I don't even have any transformation photos because I never took photos. I didn't even like looking at myself in the mirror. And yeah, here's a bit of a photo of when I started getting acne. And this is after a bit of time training. I just wasn't doing what I'm about to show you now. So I just wasn't making the right progress. Sorry about that. And it wasn't by revolving my life around health and fitness. I did all these things with the boxing matches, but I was still studying at the time and working 30 plus hours part time. I was actually working to the max. Sometimes, some weeks it'd be 15 hours, but some weeks it'd be about 40 hours. So like full 45 hours sometimes, full-time work, if not more, while studying. I would actually have to miss lectures because I was working so much. And even during all that, following the method I'm going to show you, I was able to get in amazing shape. Look, that's me winning one of the bodybuilding competitions. Down here, that's me winning, not winning, I came 63rd out of 650 people in a Spartan race. And that was when I was living somewhere full time and working I was meant to be working 9 to 5, but as most of you guys probably know, that never normally happens. I was working about 8 till 7, and I still came 60th out of 680 people in a Spartan race. And that was without training for the Spartan race. That was just following the method I'm going to show you. And I didn't need hours every week for training. I didn't need a complex diet, and I didn't need a fancy gym. So Hong Kong, not long ago, I actually went to Hong Kong and I was living in Hong Kong for 3 months. As you can see in the corner, I look a bit moody, but I was working. I was working a lot online. I obviously had a job and I was working to earn money. And whilst living in Hong Kong, I trained for an ultra run, swim and climb, 100K. You can see the photos up here. We got about 90 something K of it done because we actually had a danger issue during the run, so we had to stop. But I was gaining muscle and I was only working out twice a week. Everyone says when you run, you should be losing muscle. But following the way that I train, the way that I'm going to show you guys, I was able to gain muscle whilst running more, which is meant to be really bad for muscle growth, whilst working. And I wasn't spending all the time doing this. Like I also was enjoying Hong Kong. I was going out for food. I was going out for drinks. I was traveling. I was looking at the place and enjoying it as much as I can. So my reality. So the Ned 1.0, as you can see up in the corner, I was extremely unconfident. I looked ill actually all the time. I just didn't even look good. I felt horrible. I was super insecure. I actually seemed quite confident, but it was just this fake version of myself. And the Ned 2.0 that you see down there, and this video is about turning you into the 2.0 version of yourself through my method that's gonna get you in amazing shape. And the Ned 2.0, yes, I was super busy. Yes, I was working loads. And yes, I had a lot of things going on in my life, but I was still able to get in amazing shape. And the 2.0 version of me is genuinely confident. Like I walk into a room and I'm not thinking about what everyone thinks about me. I'm thinking about like, do I like this person? Like, is this an interesting conversation? Like, I'm just engaged. I'm present because I'm not putting up a barrier in front of me like I used to have. Before I had no confidence. I had no motivation, no goals. I was unathletic. Like I was so bad at sports. It was horrific. And like there'd be family parties and stuff and people would be doing sporting things, even like cricket or football, and I would be horrific at them. I was always low in energy, which was so bad as well because I wanted to do something with my life. Like I really wanted to do something with my life, but I just couldn't start because I had this low energy. And then after when I became Ned 2.0, I'm high in confidence. I'm super disciplined naturally, sustainably. I don't even have to think about it now. It's just part of my life. I'm just naturally disciplined to my whole life, and it's amazing because I know if I want to achieve something, I can. I have exciting goals that I look forward to achieving every day. I'm super athletic. If you get me in a sport now, I just pick it up. I went surfing a few months ago, and I just was able to like surf straight away. Yes, I wasn't very good, but I was literally able to surf. I mean, a lot of my surfing mates were like, "That's crazy! Like that was even quicker than us." And I'm probably the happiest and most energetic I've ever been in my life. And that is from doing what I'm about to show you here. So how? Like the shocking thing is, I wasn't born with good genetics. I was born both skinny and skinny fat. Like I've got photos of me looking really skinny, like the one here, where I was actually more confident in my physique. I felt really skinny. I wasn't really that happy, but at least I wasn't super fat. So I looked a bit more shredded, but I never even like used to like take, I never wanted to take photos of myself. So the only photos of myself I have are like me after a year or two of training when I was making little progress, but I thought I looked a little bit better than I did before. And I also never used to be motivated. As I said, I had super low energy. I just kind of didn't really know what to do with myself in a way. Like, and I've always neglected my health, and I believed I didn't have enough time to get in good shape. That was a big thing for me. I was busy and I still am extremely busy. So I neglected my health to try and do these other things, but I didn't realize that to do these other things properly, I needed to prioritize my health. And when I got to the gym, I didn't really know what was going to get me good results. Same with nutrition. And if you don't know what's going to get you good results, you don't necessarily want to put in a ton of effort to get those results. Like as you can see here, tons of guys that I've trained that have got absolutely amazing results. And I was confused on what I even wanted to achieve. I just knew I wanted to make a change and I wanted to have a positive lifestyle, but thought that I was thought that trying to get in shape would make it even more hectic, and trying to actually make a change would make my already busy lifestyle even harder. And I didn't realize that it would actually make it way easier, way more efficient, way more organized, and way more enjoyable. So, who is this for? This video is for busy men who work a lot and don't have hours to spend in the gym every week. Guys who want to drop 8 to 15 kg of body fat, who want to build muscle, and who want to sustain this amazing shape for the rest of their life. Who also struggle to balance work and physical health and their actual health and how they feel. Sometimes they prioritize work and these other things that they have over it because it's such an important part of their life, and who genuinely want to make it and who genuinely want to make a change and want to put effort in to make that change. I want guys that actually are ready to make a change. If you've had enough of the situation you're in and you want to get to the next level and you want to become the 2.0 version of yourself that is confident, that is happy, that can smash out work, provide for the people around them, but also enjoy their own body and be happy with themselves and confident in themselves, then this video is for you. Who is this not for, my bad? This is not for, this is women, this method. So that's just straight up clear there. If you're a woman, there's no point watching this method. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work for women. And also teenagers with all the time in the world. You might as well. There's no point in you following this method. This is for busy guys with packed schedules, not willing to put effort in to make a change. If you don't want to put any effort in to make a change, no matter what you do, you're never going to make a change. There's no such thing as the golden button. You're not going to be able to press one button and get in the best shape of your life. But you are going to be able to follow this method to get in the best shape of your life quickly with less effort and in a way that fits your life, fits busy guys like I'm talking about that have a lot of responsibilities, are low in confidence, don't really know what to do, but they're willing to make a change. It just has to make sure that they can still like sustain that whilst doing all the stuff like working a lot, providing for the people around them, and doing all the other stuff that makes them busy in life and also makes it hard for them to actually start fitness. So you have to be a guy that's willing to change. It doesn't mean that you can't have a busy life or you've got to then put hours aside. No, that's not it. But you just have to be willing and wanting to make a change. And also this isn't for gym bros that want to train 6 times a week, like push, pull, legs, shoulders. Like this isn't for you, man. And anyone that wants to take steroids, other enhancing drugs, this isn't for you either. Like I don't want people like that watching this video. If anything, it's just going to be unfair. People that are on steroids and enhancing drugs also watching this video. Like this has to be for the natural people. I don't want to let those guys in. That's For you, is just go away from this video. Go and speak to your other steroid friends. Like, I don't want you watching this. And then guys that are fine with being out of shape and don't care about having a healthy, high performing and good looking body, then this isn't for you. There's no point you even watching these videos. If you're happy with your body when it's not high performing, you don't feel good in it, and it doesn't even look good, and like you're clearly not like an actual proper man, then yeah, this video isn't for you. You can go watch something else. And now here's the truth. As I mentioned, you do not need hours and hours every week to get in amazing shape. You do not need to be in your 20s to build muscles. You can get in amazing shape at any age. Obviously, if you're 90 watching this, you're going to struggle. But if you're in your 40s, 30s, 50s, 60s, even early 70s, then you can make a massive change using this method that I'm going to show you. You do not need to go to the gym to make progress. So you can even do this at home as long as you have like some very basic equipment. Yes, going to the gym is going to be massively beneficial and it does have many, many positives, but you don't need to go to the gym. You can do this wherever, and you can do this without equipment if needed. And you do not need to follow a perfect diet to be healthy and to have an athletic, muscular body. Your nutrition doesn't have to be like you see on Instagram. It just has to follow this method. And then we go to the next slide. But don't worry, I'm not going to let your busy lifestyle stop you from getting in amazing shape. There's no such thing as being too busy to get in shape. This process has worked with over 100 plus extremely busy guys. You just need to optimize your lifestyle routine using this process. Like, I'll go back to here. Look how many guys, this is just one small example from a while ago of all the guys that have had amazing shape. And this is cropped down. This was much bigger. This has helped hundreds of, 100 plus guys get in amazing shape. It works. And as I said, you don't need to have all the time in the world. You don't even need the gym. And if you're the person, if you want to be the person, this sort of person where they look amazing, they feel amazing, and they're in great shape, and you want to drop the extra fat, build lean muscle, become confident and high in energy, and then become the 2.0 version of yourself and sustain it in life, all you need is 90 days. This works in 90 days. You will see amazing progress in 90 days. That's the incredible thing. 90 days is all it takes, and it works for busy guys. So obviously you're not going to be spending ages actually training and all this stuff, but this is just my tried and tested method that is going to actually allow you to make that progress in 90 days. So a bit about me before we go into things. Like, it wasn't, as I mentioned, it always this way for me. I started from ground zero, going from skinny to skinny fat. I never been in a position where I actually liked my body. Like you can see here, I was more skinny at this point. Up here, I don't look fat. I never held much fat in my face, but my body was fat. Like it straight cut out all the nonsense. But I was really out of shape. I didn't like the way I look. Girls clearly didn't like the way I look. I didn't have any respect from my mates. I actually got bit by my mates, and it wasn't just that. It was like, let's say I went for work drinks or something like that. I wouldn't have much respect from my colleagues. And if I was at a family event, I wouldn't have much respect from cousins and all these other family friends and all this stuff because I had no presence. I wasn't in good shape. I didn't look like I was in good shape. And everyone, you could tell that I wasn't confident, even though I acted like it. Like people got on with me really well, but they just didn't respect me. Like people wanted to speak to me. People found me funny. I was enjoyable to be around, but they clearly didn't respect me just because I didn't look the way I should look. I didn't look the man should look. And then I also deep down didn't feel the way I should feel. And then I trained for over a year and made nearly zero progress. The diet I followed also gave me really bad eczema. I haven't got a photo on here. I don't know if I've got a photo in the next slides, but it was really severe eczema to the point where I actually had to start getting some really severe creams and actually going to hospital for regular checkups because the NHS tried to fix it from the outside by getting rid of the eczema, but it was all just coming from inside my body. Like my diet wasn't good for it, the way I was training wasn't good for it, and it just started absolutely coming out of me. Now I have no eczema. My acne, which got really bad when I started training as well, has completely gone. Like these photos don't even show how bad my acne was. Like I said, when you're that unconfident, you don't want to take photos of it. So the photos I show you are often actually pretty good in comparison to what I was actually at. And my energy levels were at the lowest. I felt like I had no goals and purpose in life, which was absolutely crushing me because I knew I wanted to make a change. And the diet I followed had killed my body's natural hormones, including its testosterone. That's why, like, my natural hormones as a man were just gone. Like, the diet and the way I was training was killing me. Like, it was literally destroying my hormones. And I had low testosterone. And also I was training everything to failure, which was just killing my nervous system. But anyway, so the process I do has worked with 100+ guys. In the next few minutes, I'll outline the entire process A to Z, of what me and 100+ guys did to shred the fat, build muscle, all in 90 days with just 3 hours per week, 3 hours a week. And then we're going to put you in the holiday phase in the end, where it's easy to maintain the physique and you can keep it for life. It stays sustainable for life. So it takes 90 days to really make a good amount of progress. And then and that's just with 3 hours a week and following this method I'm going to show you. And then after that, we'll put you in a position where you'll be able to sustain it for life. There's no point doing anything unless it puts you in a position where you have habits, you build the lifestyle, and it just naturally becomes you, so you can sustain it for life. Okay, so this system and it's my method I built on my own, from my error, through in-depth research into fitness, nutrition, metabolism, male hormones, and external forces that determine how easy it is to drop the weight and get an athletic physique, and my own trial and error of me doing it myself. Like, I went to the gym for ages and didn't make any progress, and it was horrible. And now I've got this 3 hour shred system method. It's called the 3 hour shred system. And this is what got me to actually getting into making shape sustainably, because I can keep it going. I'm going to break it all down for you. So the promise of the 3 hour shred system is unmatched results in 90 days. Like, for what you're going to put in, the results you're going to get out in incredible. So the aim is dependent on the person, obviously. But drop 8 to 15 kg of body fat. It all depends on how heavy you start with. If you start with a lot more extra body fat, you're going to be able to drop 8 to 15 kg. If you start with a lot lower body fat, it's just that you want to tone down and get a bit more shredded, then you will still lose the weight and look shredded, but you're not going to lose as much, because it all depends on you at the end of the day as well, and the situation you're in. But we can go into that a bit more. But you're going to drop the body fat, build muscle definition, and like increase your muscle visibility. You look more shredded. You can see that you've been going to the gym. You've built more muscle, but you've also lost the body fat, so you can actually see your muscles more, like you can here. You're going to have a boost in energy and confidence. You're going to feel much better about yourself, body, have less brain fog, and you're going to start to cultivate where you're going to have cultivated sustainable habits into your life that you can maintain and keep for life, and they're going to make you feel good, feel organized, and actually allow you to be more productive while staying in amazing shape. So there's 3 key stages to the 3 hour shred system. Number 1 is drop the extra body fat. Number 2 is build muscle. And number 3 is sustainability. So obviously these stages are also going to happen at the same time, but the first key step is to focus on you dropping body fat. Then we focus on you building muscle and like looking more toned. And then we focus on putting you in a position where you can keep this super sustainable and enter the holiday phase, which is just where everything becomes like a holiday and it becomes really easy. And it's actually an end of view, and the amount of effort you have to put in feels minimum. So obviously building muscle and dropping the body fat, they will both happen at the same time. It's just that the actual target of of the stage will be different. So when you're in the first stage, what you do will be more aimed at body fat. Yes, you'll be building muscle, but the focus will be dropping body fat, and you'll be dropping more body fat quicker than you will be in the muscle building phase. Because by the time you enter the muscle building phase, that's when you're fully focused on just building as much muscle as possible and keeping your body fat percentage low, like you've gotten it. But you'll still be building muscle in the first phase as well. And the sustainability phase, that's about allowing you to stay in amazing shape, by having the habits and stuff we're going to speak about. So there's 5 core pillars to the system. So number 1 is the 3-hour rule. So only 3 hours of training maximum per week. Number 2 is adaptable nutrition. Number 3 is the integrated living system. Number 4 is the metabolic optimization framework. And number 5 is the accountability accelerator. I'm going to go into each of these in depth for you so you can understand them. So 3-hour wall, what this is 3 weekly workouts focused on upper body, lower body, and metabolic circuits for optimal results. So what this is going to do is it wants to build muscle in your upper body, build muscle in your lower body, but also put you in a position where you burn loads of fat in your last metabolic / HIIT training workout of the week, and also put you in a position where you don't just burn loads of fat and increase your calorie deficit of that one workout, but it puts you in a position where your body starts burning calories even when it isn't training. Actually start to put your metabolism and the function of your body more effective. So one, you can also digest food better. You can perform better. You naturally burn more calories in the day because you have more energy. So it's not just about gaining you muscle through the workouts. It's about putting you in a position where you can shred more fat just easily without doing anything, and also use all your workouts and your time in the gym 10 times more effectively so you can actually get better results. So I'm going to go into this a bit more. So the upper body one, upper body hypertrophy, is going to be to build your chest, build your back, build your arm muscles, build those upper body muscles, even like your shoulders, for example. And the way we're going to do this is by starting off with compound lifts and finishing the workout with isolation exercises. So this could be an incline chest press into a lat pull down. So you're doing one compound, one isolation, and then you could do another compound like a pull up, and then you could go into a compound for your shoulders, for example, like shoulder press, but it has to be quick. There's 2 ways of doing this one, and it's by going compound isolation, or and then isolation. So if you went compounds first, which is your big lifts or strength lifts, you could go from pull-ups to incline chest press or flat chest press, and then to rows, and then just do stuff like dips, lat pull downs, bicep curls, and your more isolation exercises. Obviously, this has to be short, so you can't just do a ton of exercises in there. It has to be the most effective exercises that train as many muscle groups as possible in your upper body so you can get the most out of that. And then the lower body and core training, for example, this would be similar to the upper body one. You'd want to start with your compounds. So you could go, for example, a hack squat because it has more support there if you don't want to do squats, but you could do a hack squat, or potentially even deadlift. But the reason why we tend to stay away from compounds like deadlift is because they take too much time. Remember, we're trying to get as much results with as little as time possible here. So even though deadlifts are a good exercise, are good and they do have their benefits, but they just take a ton of time, which isn't what we want. So we could do a hack squat, and then we could go into a leg extension, and then we could go into core work, which would be like ab crunches and all those sort of things. So this one is to improve strength, stability, and endurance. But what we want to do is a similar thing to the upper body one, where we're focusing on compound lifts as our main lifts, and then doing isolation-based stuff. So for example, even with your abs, you could start off with weighted ab exercises, and then towards the end, go to more body weight ab exercises, where you're more burnt out, because we're trying to fit as much in to these workouts as possible, which means at the end, we're going to want a burnout stage where the last bit of the workout is just burning you out, making sure that you've put everything in and you've really taken your muscles to the point where they're going to grow and they're going to get to the next level whilst doing it quickly. The reason why a lot of people don't do the burnout phase is because they spend 2 hours in the gym. So after 2 hours, you're going to be burnt out anyway. But if you're spending 45 minutes to an hour, you need to make sure you're doing the burnout phase as well at the end. And the burnout phase, let's say, is super simple. Let's say you're doing bicep curls. All the burnout phase would be is that you do something like a drop set. So you go, instead of just doing bicep curls and then stopping, you use a heavy weight. You do your bicep curls 8 to 12 reps. You then go down a weight. You do your bicep curls 8 to 12 reps without the break. And what that's doing is making sure your muscles are pushed to the point they need to be in little time, right at the end, where you don't need as much strength and you're just trying to use all the last bit of strength you have to push you to that last bit. And then the last thing we're going to do is a HIIT/metabolic circuit. And what this does is it's high intensity training, and it's mainly cardio based, even though we can integrate weights in there depending on the person. But this is to burn the maximum calories through functional training. It's going to be functional to allow you to actually become more athletic, be able to be more sporty, be able to go out and do things. For example, if you have kids, you're going to be able to play with your kids much better from doing this workout. If you just train in the weights, you're not going to get that functionality. And not just that, it's actually going to help optimize your body and put it in a state where it starts burning calories even when you're not working out because of the intensity of it. So the next stage is the flexible nutrition system, as you can see here. So the flexible nutrition system has 4 key areas to it: calorie cycling, macronutrient balancing, quick preps, and dining out guides for yourself. So to go a bit more into, well, I'll start with, we go a bit more into calorie cycling and macronutrient balancing, but quick meal preps is actually finding meals that you can prep super quickly, finding meals that fit with your goals and fit with your lifestyle so that they, one, get you where you want, but they also don't just suck the time out of your day. And you might think, oh, this is impossible. I've tried quick meal preps, but have you really tried to plan out what is going to be good for you? If you find meals that take you 10 minutes to create 3 meals, or even maybe even 1 meal, depending on how busy you are, then you're going to be able to do that consistently. Because most of the time, people think they're being busy in the day, but they actually have 10 minutes aside. Like, pretty much everyone has 10 minutes to cook. Like, even if you go out for food or you go grab food or you get something easy, you'll end up spending 10 minutes like before and after, just wasting a bit of time. And yeah, I don't think you can get much quicker than 10 minutes. Like, if you can make something in 10 minutes and you eat 3 times a day, that's 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes for eating. That's it. And if you're meal prepping, then actually each meal only takes about 5 minutes. And that's just really good. Like, so for example, one thing is a lot of people will have cereal in the morning, but just a really simple thing to do is if you cook eggs on toast and you do it in the way where you put the pan on, you put the oil in, you put the eggs on, you do the toast at the same time. When the toast comes out, you butter it, and then the eggs are ready. You put the eggs on your toast, and then you clean up so it's already done, and then you eat the eggs on toast. That's going to take you 10 minutes max. If you do it in an efficient way, then it's not going to take you long to actually eat the foods that you need to make. And that's just one super, super basic example. There's so many out there. You can also do it in a way where it takes you maybe 15 minutes maximum to do the meal, but the meal makes you 4 portions. So each one actually only takes you about 3-4 minutes to make. So you've only got to do that a few times in a week to have your meals throughout the week. And that is going to allow you, for when you're eating at home, to eat the foods you need to eat while staying in amazing shape. And the dining out guide is actually setting strategies for yourself and figuring out what is going to work best when you're out. What meals can you eat? Because you need to make sure you can still eat foods when you go out. Like, what foods can you eat when you're out? What's going to be the best options to eat? Be more smart with like what you know fits what you want to get. So finding more high protein foods, maybe ordering a steak or a chicken option, maybe going for less chips or not having dessert or sharing dessert, and just finding the foods that work so you can, one, either grab a meal deal, because meal deals, there's still really good options there. Most people just always pick the wrong options. You can have a meal deal every day and still get in amazing shape, but you can't if you're picking the wrong options from the meal deal. If you're picking the low protein options, if you're picking the super high calorie and like dense foods, then yes, you're going to get overweight. But if you pick the right ones and you know what's available and you know what fits your fits the food to be eating to get in amazing shape, because you have some sort of rough guide for that, then you're going to be able to maintain it. So to go a bit into um oh to go a bit into macronutrient balance, what you want to do is you want to do 80% healthy foods and 20% unhealthy foods. So 20% of the stuff you eat is like beers, sorbets, like I've got there. That was crazy. I got like a 4-portion sorbet, like ice cream, whatever you want to eat, donuts, pizza, like unhealthy foods that just aren't good, but you like to eat. Like, they taste good and you enjoy them, and they're like really easy to get, and you might be at the beach and you want a few Coronas, you've got to still have that as part of your life, because if you don't have that as part of your life's going to get boring. And we don't want a boring life. The gym and fitness and health is meant to improve your life. That's all it is. It's not meant to take over your life. It's meant to improve it. And then on the other side, 80% of your food needs to be easy to cook, fun, healthy, really, really tasty, and also helps you get in amazing shape. For example, I've got avocado on sourdough toast and eggs. It took me about 10 minutes to make that. Honestly, the eggs were cooking, as the eggs were boiling, I'd put the 2 pieces of avocado in the toaster. I chopped up, no, 2 pieces of toast in the toaster, not the avocados. I chopped up the avocado. By the time the toast is done, I'm smacking that on the piece of toast. And then by the time I've done that, the eggs are done. I'm putting the eggs on top as well, and then I'm done. Same with the fruit bowl thing on the side. I was making porridge. Underneath it is porridge. As the porridge was cooking, I was chopping up the mango. I got out some blueberries and I chopped out a banana. It took me under 10 minutes, that meal did. And it's healthy, it's high in nutrients, it's high in vitamins, and it's going to push me towards the goal of being in better shape and feeling amazing. So what is calorie cycling? So this is slightly different, and this is to make sure everything is super, super flexible. So if you want to go on nights out, you want to go on big family dinners, you want to go on work parties, you want to go out and do stuff as well, then this is what I use calorie cycling for, but there's many different ways. So one way is like you use it for training. So you have slightly lower calories and lower protein on days that you're not training, and then days you are training, you have slightly higher calories and high protein to aid you training and give you more energy whilst you're actually working out. But the other thing is like the weekend, you can actually do a lower calorie week. And then on the weekend, you can have much higher calories. So you can drink beer, you can eat more food, and you can relax a lot more. It all depends on what works for you. Some people, if they want to be more strict and they want to be guys that want to be more strict, and they don't really go out and they don't do those sort of things, they can use their calories, the extra calories, to help them with their training or help them with their busy days. But there are people that want to go out and do all these sort of things, and they want to go out every weekend and stuff, and they don't want to think about how many beers they have to drink or what they have. They go out for a big meal and they want to eat tons of, let's say, then they can do a calorie cycle where it's lower calories in the week and higher on the weekend. And it all depends. For example, you could even do a calorie fasting cycle where you fast on days and then you have high calories on other days. I don't recommend that one as much, but there's many different ways to calorie cycle, and it allows you to have a high protein intake to build muscle and be in a calorie deficit to lose fat whilst eating the foods you want, still going out for meals or drinks. And yes, this will allow you to still eat chocolate if you want chocolate. The reason it's good is it works differently for everyone, so it can suit everyone's lifestyle. It's extremely flexible, suits all diet types, and is great for sustainable fat loss. So that's what calorie cycling is. So the third pillar is a lifestyle integration protocol. And this is how fitness fits your life. So the way we're going to do this is a 10-minute daily routine, non-negotiables about your life, stress reset techniques. We don't want your cortisol getting too high. That's really bad for your body. It's really bad for your hormones, and it is also really bad for fat loss. So we need to have stress reset techniques to keep your cortisol lower, and then seamless integration in life, how you can be more productive and be more healthy. So a 10-minute morning routine that's to boost focus and mobility. That might be an example of this might be, and this is even shorter than 10 minutes. 10 minutes is just the max. And look, you can see Finley here. This is him in really good shape because he didn't want to share the one of him before. But that is after like 2 months of training. His back is way wider. He's way leaner. He said he was feeling absolutely amazing. He's entered a boxing match, since, because he's feeling so good. And he works a very busy job. He works from about 8 till about 6 every single day. He works in this company called Career Force. So it's also when he's not working, he's having to still be on the phone to sort deliveries and stuff like that out because he's got quite a high position in the role. And he's used LIP, the lifestyle integration protocol, to help him get in amazing shape and just like keep it really easily, and also help you be more prepared and productive at work and more organized with your life. So a way that we work with Finley, for example, is in the morning, he doesn't just wake up and have a coffee, because that's not good. That's putting yourself in a position, you're going to be more fatigued later. Your adrenal system doesn't kick in the morning. So just having a coffee first thing is bad because your coffee basically attacks your adrenal system, and the adrenal system is what makes you tired. We can go into more detail at a different point on that, about that in another video. But having coffee first thing isn't a good routine. What is a good routine is you wake up, you drink water, and then after about 60 minutes, you drink water, and you also have either coconut water with that water, or you have some electrolytes. So you refuel your body, you make sure it's super hydrated, you get rid of the toxins in your body, you allow your organs to start up because they need that flow. You're promoting blood flow massively, which is so good for your focus and stuff like that. It gets you started so quickly, just having those electrolytes or coconut water, which is full of electrolytes, and that water, getting hydrated straight away. And then after 60 minutes, when he gets to work, he then has his first coffee. And this means, one, the coffee has way more impact, giving him way more of a boost and allowing him to be way more productive. But it also means he doesn't get that really tired feeling at the end of the day. Second things he does is like sleep. For example, we wear an eye mask every night, and that just blocks out. That's just one thing that we do, and that just blocks out the light and make sure you get more REM sleep. Another thing is that we do a finish stress reset technique. So these are the 4 things you need to do to follow the LIT protocol. Stress reset technique. So this is journaling what you've done for the day. I have my journal, it's not here, but it's in the other room. Mental clarity routines to lower your cortisol levels and actually reduce your brain fog. You need to have these routines in place. These are different to everyone, so I can't just point them out here because everyone has different mental clarity routines. For me, for example, this is a really, really basic one that everyone should be doing. Is on Sunday, I always go for a walk. The first thing I do on Sunday, most days I go for a walk in the morning, but on Sunday, I take a long walk. If I get the time, I take a long walk. And this is a big mental clarity for me. Like, it's not that long, 30 to 45 minutes, and that's not what you have to do. That's just because I get that time. The only day I have the time is on Sunday, so I take that walk, and that massively helps me. And I have things that I go to think about on that walk purposely whilst I'm walking, because if you're walking and you're outside in the fresh air, it's been proven to have huge benefits on your mental health and actually allowing you to organize thoughts. And the last thing is seamless integration. So it's really important. Like with Finley, we worked on what fits in his lifestyle, what fits in his daily schedule. Don't just try and chuck stuff in and routines into your lifestyle. Work backwards. When do you go to work? When do you go out? When do you see family? What do you normally do on a Friday night? What do you normally do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night? What do you normally do on the weekend? Have your schedule written down and then work backwards to fit these things in around your life. Don't put your life around this schedule, because that way you'll be able to keep it consistent. And if you look at your life and you work backwards, you'll also be able to see the habits and stuff that you have that you don't really want to have. And then you can replace them with positive habits from the lifestyle integration protocol. So the next bit is the metabolic optimization framework. This is really, really important. It's going to have burn fat, build muscle, and sustain the results. So there's 5 main elements to this. Progressive overload, so increasing the weights and reps over time so that you are improving your muscle growth and you're actually making sure that you're building muscle, and you're also improving your metabolic activity. HIIT add-ons, so like we're doing that 1 HIIT session. So it's high intensity, high calorie burn. It's also good for your body. It puts your body in a high performing state. It's efficient, it's functional, and it's actually allowing your metabolism to be jump started. So neat focus as well. So promote calorie burn through daily activity habits like walking or standing. For example, you're taking calls. A good way to improve your metabolism and help you burn more calories during the day is just do those calls walking around. It's that simple. Unless you're on your laptop and taking a call, that's one thing. But if you're actually just taking a phone call, you can be standing up and doing that. And that's going to burn way more calories. You're going to be doing the exact same thing, and it's going to be a lot better for your body. And then another big one is optimization. So for some people, that's foam rolling, mobility, active recovery for sustained energy, foods they eat, it massively goes into that. And actually what they do post gym and what they do on the weekends when they have got a bit more time. But it's making sure, dependent on you, that you are recovering properly. So you're not putting yourself in a position where you can get an injury, you can get back pain. Because if your metabolism is not going to get better if you train for 1 month and then you get injured, and then you have to go back to a sedentary lifestyle because you're just not going to improve anything that way. Your body's going to be back at its original state of not doing anything. So for this to actually work, you need to have strong recovery. You need to be doing stuff that keeps you active whilst not getting injured. And this doesn't necessarily just mean through spending hours stretching. This could be 3 minutes of your 10-minute routine. But it's important to look at things in your lifestyle. Like, for example, an easy thing to do is you can do foam rolling, where you basically roll your legs out on a foam, like hard parts of it. And what that does is it just helps push out knots and relax your muscles and just basically promotes recovery of your muscles. You could use a massage gun for 2 minutes a day. And all these things are to help you get in like a state where you're recovering quicker and you're making sure you're not getting injured. And then also you need to follow FNS, which is the nutrition system, the nutrition protocol that we spoke about earlier. And that's to make sure that the nutrition works with your body and your lifestyle. So the nutrition needs to allow you to improve your metabolism. It needs to give you better hormones. It needs to put you in the position where you are the man you want to be. If you're just eating really bad foods all day, like we spoke, 80-20 diet, and you're not cycling, then with calorie cycling is slightly more optional. You're going to need to, because calorie cycling is more for making sure everything you do is sustainable. But the 80-20 rule, that's what's going to allow you to feel amazing. Because if you're eating, if 60% of your bad foods, then obviously your hormones are going to be bad. Obviously your metabolism is going to be bad. It's not because you're 50. Yes, that has a huge impact on your metabolism and hormones. But even more importantly, that is because the foods you're eating are completely messing up your hormones. You're not giving your body the right vitamins, the right minerals. You're not keeping your body and giving your body the energy and the actual nutrients it needs to function properly and be high performing. So your metabolism is going to be bad and it's not going to function properly. So you're not going to actually process foods as well as you could. And because also when your body does process foods, they don't give you as much. So you're not going to feel as energetic or anything like that. So for your metabolism to work properly and for your body to not be storing as much fat, you need to be eating the right foods that your body actually can convert and can use as energy. So the accountability accelerator, this is the last point, and you need to follow all of these pillars for this system to actually work. So what the accountability accelerator is there's 4 steps with this as well. So you need to be doing weekly check-ins. So you're like tracking and reviewing your progress, your weight, your workouts. You need to be looking over your nutrition and all those things. You can just do this 5 minutes, literally very, very quickly, boom, 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 5 to 2 going over this. You need some sort of group to support you. How you find that group is up to you. You can do it through, you can find a group in the gym, you can find a running club, I guess, some sort of group where you can talk about your progress and you can keep it on track. A big one that people do, and what I do, is I have a big community. Well, not big, I have a very exclusive community of people that I train, all following the system, all getting amazing results. And that gives people support. So one thing you could do is get coaching, for example, and actually join a community that allows you to get that part of the accountability. Because you need all of these 4 parts. If you have one part missing of the accountability, it's not going to work. You need every single thing possible to keep you super accountable. And the next thing is you need to check in with someone. Like it could be once a week, once a month, once every 2 months, ideally once a month minimum. And that's going to be a family member, a friend, a coach like me. Like I train people one-on-one. That's what I do. And then you need that person to help keep you accountable and make sure that you are doing the things you need to do every week. Another thing you need to do is milestone tracking. So with this person that you're checking in with and this community and on your weekly check-ins, you need to have milestones, goals that you're trying to hit. And you need to figure out the goals that you're trying to hit so that you can celebrate wins and also address if you're not hitting those goals. So you can make sure that this system works, because if you know in the first 2 weeks that you're not hitting those goals because you've done these 4 parts of the AA, the Accountability Accelerator, then you can make sure you make the changes to fit this system within your life, because that's might be where it's got. But if you don't track your milestones, it's hard to know when stuff's going wrong and you're not following it right. Or it also makes you motivated because you can see you're winning, which motivates you more because you know you're making progress. So the 3-hour shred system, in 90 days, you'll achieve incredible changes with a focused and efficient approach. You'll develop habits that integrate into your life seamlessly. You have a full support system through the Accountability Accelerator, which keeps you on track. It keeps you accountable and it keeps you focused. And also with the workout, 3-hour workout, you know what to do. And with the lifestyle integration protocol, you know how to fit it into your life and you can finally unlock your best self. It is the 3-hour shred system is designed to maximize your metabolism, boost your energy, and get you in shape for life. So the 3-hour shred system works for everyone. Like I've shown you so many testimonials throughout this, and they're not even close to how many I have. So every day, but the thing is with the 3-hour shred system that people tend to ignore is that every individual is unique. There's no one size fits all approach. If anyone is trying to sell you a plan or anything like that, like go follow this 5-day workout plan, that is not going to work for you. Everything needs to be adapted. Everything has to suit the person. So the system must be adapted to your lifestyle, body type, and personality for optimal results. The system has 100% guarantee that it works. It's worked for every single guy that I've put through this system, and it will 100% work for you. It works for busy guys, it works for stressed guys, it works for guys that have families, it works for guys that have a lot of friends and go out a lot, it works for business owners, it works for employees. It does only work for guys though, but even if you're someone that doesn't know what to do, or if you're someone that does know what to do but just hasn't been getting the results or needs to make a change, if you're someone that doesn't really enjoy fitness and doesn't actually know how to start enjoying working out, this will put you in a position where you'll enjoy it because you'll be making progress and you won't be training as much, and it'll be more fast, enjoyable training. And yeah, and the personalization of the 3-hour shred system is what ensures that the program works for you. The 3-hour shred system, it works for everyone, but it's like a detailed template, and the template still has minor changes that need to be made for the individual. And if these changes aren't made, it will either not work or it won't be sustainable. But when you put it in the right position and you make the right changes, and if you do it right in a way that works for your body and you, then it will work. Now you understand exactly how the 3-hour shred system works, I want to help you. For this to work, you need to follow all the 5 pillars. You need to tailor it to you and your lifestyle. It's essential that you implement all the steps of the Accountability Accelerator as well to make sure you stay consistent and motivated in the first 90 days. Like I said, important down there, it takes 66 days to form an automatic habit where you start doing these habits automatically. It's not a thought process, it's nothing, it just becomes part of your life. After 90 days of consistent and positive habits, you'll be able to keep those habits for life, and that's guaranteed. If you get in those habits properly and they fit your lifestyle, as long as you keep following the system, after 66 days, they'll be automatic. They'll just be natural to you. And the thing is, what people go wrong is in the first 90 days, one of the biggest ones they don't do properly is the Accountability Accelerator. They don't follow all 4 things. They don't track their stuff correctly. They don't have milestones correctly, and they don't review them. They don't have a community, which is so important. One, for dopamine and serotonin release. When you're posting stuff into a community or you're interacting with a community, you get much higher dopamine and serotonin levels from the reaction of that. We're community-based animals. That's what we're like as cavemen. So actually doing a workout and sharing it with the community and having really positive feedback on that makes it so much more enjoyable. And in your brain, it releases more of these positive hormones that are going to make you want to do it more. And actually having someone one-to-one to check up on you is essential. It's another accountability point that holds you basically to the position that you need to be in to get in good shape. And if you miss one of those, then the chance of you getting in good shape lowers massively. So let's ensure, like I've done with all these other guys, that the 3-hour shred system works for you to lose weight, build muscle, and stay in amazing shape for life. So what I want to do is I want to have a free success call to see if we can possibly help you get in amazing shape in the next 90 days and stay consistent and motivated with a complete accountability. You're going to get in-depth tailored workout, nutrition, and supplement plans built around the 3-hour shred system, made to suit you like the 3-hour shred system should be. You're going to see significant physical progress in the first 90 days, as the 3-hour shred system is meant to do. It's going to put you in a position as well where you build those habits and they become automatic. You're going to boost your energy, feel happier, be more confident, and get rid of those bad habits. Like, as you can see, this photo on the side is of a ton of guys I've done it for, and I've done it for way, way more than that as well. And what you're not going to do is we're never going to give you long workout sessions. You're not going to have a basic made for all workout and nutrition plan that is just made for a ton of guys and just given out to you as if you're the same person. Because the 3 Hour Shed system, we know that this system works perfectly. It works for everyone, but it has to suit you, has to suit your life, has to suit your family, it has to suit what you like to do on the weekend. It has to suit the habits in your life that are good, and it has to suit your work. It has to suit your body type, for example, your age, because the dependent on your age means the system will work for you, but it will work in a different way. And actually having lots of work on, or having a family, being in your 50s, 40s, 30s, all that stuff isn't an excuse, because the 3 Hour Shred system works for that. It just has to be tailored for you, to you, and it has to suit you. But it's not an excuse. You can be one of the busiest guys in the world and still be in amazing shape. If anything, for me, and for all these other guys, like even JJ, I was speaking to about it, the guy here with a huge Dorito back, is when we actually put him in a position where his habits were sustainable, he was making meals really quickly and they were healthy meals, he was following the protocols, his life has 10x'd. He's got more work from his business. He's been earning more money. He's been going on more holidays. He's been enjoying his life more. His relationship with his kid and his partner has been way better. And he's just been happier. But he also looks 10 times better. And what we're not going to do is any unsustainable methods that just don't work for you in the long term. So if you want this free success call, and if you're a busy guy who wants to get in incredible shape, but feels held back by limited time, lack of motivation, and isn't sure where to start, over the next 90 days, you can drop body fat, build muscle, and create sustainable habits, all whilst following a flexible diet and training only 3 hours per week with our 3 Hour Shred system. Book in a free success call using the link below, and let's discuss how my one-to-one coaching can possibly help you achieve remarkable progress and transform your life in the next 90 days. Thanks for watching, guys. Looking forward to speaking to you soon. And if you're one of these guys that is busy, you do have limited time, you do lack motivation, and you don't know exactly what to do to get in amazing shape and keep it there, you might have got in amazing shape before. You might have been in amazing shape, but if you're not in amazing shape now, you clearly don't know how to keep it sustainable. So if you're someone that wants to get in a position where they are sustainably athletic, they have more confidence, they have higher energy, they're more productive, they're more organized, and they feel better about their body and they look way better, then book in for a success call below, and I'll speak to you soon.